welcome to episode 78 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning. Sometimes. Today we're going into the 2011 release of Green Lantern.
The live action movie.
Yes.
I feel like I have to specify that just in case.
Yeah, but I mean, the animated ones have subtitles.
That's true.
So, like
That's
the one we
true.
covered last week was Emerald Knights, I believe.
Yeah, something like yeah.
This movie was directed by Martin Campbell, screenplay by Greg Berlanti, Michael Green, Mark Guggenheim, and Michael Goldenberg, with a story by Greg Berlanti, Michael Green, and Mark Guggenheim. Too many writers. It was produced by Donald D. Line, Greg Berlanti, and Jeff Johns. Big comic book guy that guy is. Starring Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Peter Sarsgaard, Mark Strong, Angela Bassett, Tim Robbins. Oh yeah, he was the senator.
Yeah. That surprised you?
The name just surprised me. I recognized the actor, but I was like, wait, what? Tamora Morrison, Jeffrey Rush, Michael Clark Duncan. Sad.
Wait, that was sad? Why?
Isn't he dead?
Yeah, he's dead, but I don't...
That's why it's sad.
Well, fair, I guess.
I liked him as an actor.
Yeah, so same. Is that why you like me, TJ?
No. You're nothing like Michael Clark Duncan.
I'm better than Michael Clark Duncan.
He seemed like he was a nice guy that got along with everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Taki Wahidi, which I just thought was a director, but apparently he's an actor too.
Yep.
Clancy Brown, John Tenney,
Clancy Brown, is that
was he what?
That's the fucking dude, right?
You got to be more specific than that.
That is very... Hold on, are you on the wiki?
Yeah.
Let me scroll down.
He was the voice of Parallax.
Clancy Brown's the dude. He was the guy from Pet Sematary? Yeah. Okay, he was a Pet Sematary too. He's that one of the dads. He was in... Have you seen Starship Troopers?
No.
Oh my God, TJ. Jesus Christ. Have you seen... you know who Clancy Brown is.
I know. I'm looking at his filmography. I know exactly where I know him from.
Where Punisher or some voiceover work probably?
No, Highlander.
That's it. That's the one you would know. Okay, yes. That's Clancy Brown. I like him. He's a good actor. I just could not think of something he was in that you would know.
He was in Shawshank Redemption too.
Yes. He's the officer. Not the warden. I guess the officers in this.
He was also in Flubber.
Uh-huh.
I know of a couple of these movies.
Yeah. He plays Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob.
Oh.
You probably wouldn't know that.
I didn't know that, but I know of it.
Yeah.
He was apparently in the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street too.
Oh, really? Oh, probably one of the parents. That makes sense.
Well, it just says Alan Smith, so I don't know who that is. So
I think he's one of the parents. Maybe the parent of the main girl. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, it's Clancy Brown.
Yeah, he was also apparently in the Dukes of Hazzard TV show.
Really?
And an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
He voiced Savage Opress in the Star Wars Clone Wars show.
Which one's Savage Opress?
Darth Maul's brother.
Yeah.
He was
in Star Trek Enterprise apparently.
Uh-huh. Look at you doing what I do. We're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know. It's just
it's fun.
Apparently, he was also in 2 episodes of Lost and an episode of Law and Order. He's just been around. Oh, that's why I know him. He's in the TV show Leverage. I really like Leverage.
Yeah, you would like Leverage. That seems like a show you would like. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It just seems like a show you would like.
He was also in 4 episodes of The Flash.
Oh, he's in a lot of DC Universe shit.
And 2 episodes of The Daredevil and an episode of The Punisher. So, of course, I've seen him around.
He voiced Lex Luthor. He did...
Voices, I am completely...
A lot of shit.
Voices, I could not tell you anything. I am so fooled by voices, I can't tell you who they are.
Oh, sometimes when the actor's not trying, you know who the actor is. It just distracts the shit out of me.
I can tell when it's Bender,
Yeah.
Or, one of those guys. But,
No, yeah, but this one, I did not pick up on his voice at all. Michael Clark Duncan, yeah, this guy did not pick it up on it, and I was surprised.
Although Michael Clark Duncan, I noticed it when he first talked, but afterwards I was like, oh, it was fine.
No, it was too distracting. Like, he did good. It was Kilowog, like, you need a deep voice, but it was just distracting for me.
Anyway, we got a couple.
Yeah, anyways.
So we got J.O. Sanders and Mike Doyle. Also, there was also a child actor that I skipped over by accident. Oh, no. Yeah.
You childish.
You just call me childish. That's not what you were going for. But
I know. What would that be like? Anti-children. You child hater. You. I'm not saying that word. Never mind.
Gatlin Griffith.
Griffith.
And Jenna Craig.
That's a great name. Gatlin Griffith.
They were also and Hennon Kepper. They're not in blue like some of these child actors' names, so that's why I skipped over them. Like,
okay.
I guess they're like their only credit or whatever.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yeah, all right, yeah, that is the credits. So how long was the movie you watched?
For me, it was an hour 54. Yes.
An hour 54. Are you sure?
I am 100% sure because I had to watch the movie, TJ.
Okay. So the version I watched was 2 hours and 3 minutes.
God, that sounds terrible. I watched mine on HBO Max. I guess you watched yours on Blu-ray?
I got the Green Lantern Extended Cut Blu-ray.
Okay.
Which has both the DVD and Blu-ray. We discussed that last week for some reason. It also came with a Sinestro Core Batman skin for the Batman Arkham City game.
Oh, that's a cool gimmick.
I guess. And it also came with ultraviolet digital copy. I don't know. I got a bunch of papers in here.
Okay.
So anyway, behind the scenes or box office, what do you want to do next?
I don't care.
Well,
you're running the show.
There isn't a lot behind the scenes, the same old stuff. It started production, it switched actors or directors and stuff. They apparently approached Kevin Smith originally for the role, director, but he's like, nah, there's got to be a better director out there that can do it better than me.
I know he likes to belittle himself a lot, but he's such a comic book fan. Do you think he'd be a decent comic book director, or do you think he's too much of a purist? He would want like a 5-hour version of something.
I think it depends on the character.
Yeah. Let's say he did Superman.
I think he's more familiar with like anybody. He's more familiar with certain heroes than other heroes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, sure, Green Lantern's popular. Everyone knows who Green Lantern is, but not everyone's read Green Lantern. Because there's too many comics.
Yeah, but he's a nerd though. Like he has his comic book shop.
I'm a comic book nerd too, but at the same time, I've only read DC comics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, if he were, I know he doesn't like Batman a lot. Like, do you think he'd be like too fanboy about it?
I mean, he's directed a few things here and there, like TV shows and episodes, and they were fine.
Okay, I'm curious.
Like, I know he's done a few episodes on like The Flash and Supergirl and stuff like that, and they're always fine.
Okay, I understand. Not as bad.
No, I mean, it's as bad as any other CW show. Episodes. So, but yeah, also apparently Quentin Tarantino was offered a role. That would have been interesting.
That would have been terrible.
And apparently they had 4 people in line for the main role as Hal Jordan. Ryan Reynolds, obviously. Bradley Cooper. Justin Timberlake.
Jesus.
And Jared Leto.
It's none of those names, man. None of those names. I Jesus. God damn, DJ. Wow. Maybe Bradley Cooper would be good at it, but God.
But yeah, I think they made the right choice, honestly. Out of the 4.
I guess of the 4, yeah. Oh.
But yeah, there was also another thing. Originally, Greg Berlanti, the guy who did all the TV shows and stuff, the CW TV shows, superhero stuff, was originally on to direct and co-write the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was doing it, but they fired him for some reason. But I could not find any information why.
Creative differences.
They just said fired. They usually give me something, and he's like, I got fired, but they never said why.
Huh.
But yeah, that's the behind the scenes stuff. Where did Green Lantern place on the box office, Marcus?
Green Lantern. Well, did you say how much it made and how much?
Oh, I guess I should do that, huh?
Yes, you did.
It had a $200 million budget.
What did it make, TJ?
$219 million.
Oh God!
It made the money's back.
Not enough to make it successful. But you say that though, but that's bad for a blockbuster release. But it still landed in the top 30, so it's not terrible, right? So it landed at number 28 with $219 million.
Well, you're not going to do what your list here?
Should I?
You always do it.
I guess. Let's do 30 to 25, I guess. Number 30 was Bad Teacher. Number 29.
I don't know what that is.
I talked about last week, the Cameron Diaz one. I think.
Right.
Yeah. Number 29, The Help, about black people.
No idea. I don't know if that was a joke or not.
No, generally it's about black people. I didn't watch it because I don't give a shit enough. As an aspiring author during the civil rights movement teaching of the 1960s, decides to write a book detailing an African American maid's point of view on the white families for which they work and the hardships they go through on a daily basis.
Okay.
Sounds dreadful, but people love the damn movie, so there's that. That's not me not belittling the movie, just I don't care
I'm not gonna lie, I am a little jaded towards those kinds of movies ever since you made me watch A Heat in the Night.
You racist. Why did that movie
Because that
make you...
movie was just like so stereotypical.
And that's why I never like those kind of movies. It's always about, like, whenever you have a black leading cast, it's always about the struggle of being black. Like, can we just like have a movie where we're just people and not struggling all the time?
So now anytime I hear, a movie about that, I think of the comically,
Evil.
over the top sheriff guy who turns to be out the good guy at the end. It's like,
it's literally all those movies too. It's always that one white person who's super racist, like evilly racist. It's like, calm it down, buddy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happens in that movie. So that's The Help. That was that 20 something, right? 29. 28 was Green Lantern. 27 is a Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
It's a lead movie. Immortals.
No idea what that is.
It's ancient Greek. Zeus. Was that Greek?
Well, Zeus is Greek.
Yeah.
But Immortals could be any...
Well, I'm okay. So Theseus is a mortal man chosen by Theseus. Theseus. Yeah, whatever. Is a mortal man chosen by Zeus to lead the fight against the ruthless king Hyperion. Hyperion.
Yeah, I think it's Hyperion.
Yeah, who is on a rampage across Greece to obtain a weapon that can destroy humanity.
Well, Theseus is a ancient Greek hero.
Yeah, I mean, he said Greece in the thing I just read too.
He's one of the more popular, like one of the big ones. He's up there with Hercules and Perseus and stuff.
Yeah, this is another one I think that underperformed because it was in a style, like visually in a style like 300, the Zack Snyder movie.
See, I'm not interested in something in like 300. It's because it's too historical Greece for me. Like,
yeah,
that's the Battle of Thermopylae. But once you start getting into like Clash of the Titans territory, then it's like, because I really love Greek mythology.
I like the more historical stuff personally than the mythology. That being said, I do love Clash of the Titans a lot. The OG one.
I just love how petty the gods are.
That's awesome. They're just vindictive sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Zeus. At number 26, the Green Hornet.
Wait. Green Hornet's a superhero movie.
Yes. Well, I guess that's off a show, not a comic book.
No, Green Hornet's a comic book.
Is it? Well, that was based off a show. Oh. This one was led by, what's his face? Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I know my stuff, TJ.
You're not right, but because his first appearance was January 31st, 1936 on radio.
Okay, radio, then a show. There's probably reading media about it for sure, but it originated as other kinds of entertainment.
Yeah, okay. I guess it is more of a out of comic hero creation. Okay.
What would you call that? Is this a serial drama on radio?
Yeah, it would be a serial, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, no, serials were like 10-minute episodes in theaters every week.
A radio play, then. There's a word for that.
Radio drama?
Is that the term?
Well, I guess it would be a radio drama if it was a drama.
I think you might be it. I feel like it's one word, but it could be radio drama or something. That's what it is. Green Hornet. Green
Hornet is a fictional mass crime fighting superhero in 1936. Usually it tells you what kind of thing it is, but it's not telling me here.
That's not a big deal. At number 25 was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I've heard the name, never saw it. It's radio series.
That's it. It's based off a book and a movie that was made in Sweden. I think Sweden, overseas somewhere. And that's that box office. I guess compare Green Lantern at number 28 with 219 million compared to number 1, which was Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, which was 1.3 billion. So there's that difference for you guys.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, because I think we come back to this list one more time next week, right?
Well, 2 more times. 3 more times.
Oh, you're right. But yeah, that's the box office, DJ.
The last thing I want to say about it is they really dumped a lot into advertising in this movie.
Yes, they did.
Like, a lot of advertisement. Like, there is all kinds of shit released. Like, there's a roller coaster at Six Flags for this movie. So, which, for people not in this country, I don't know if Six Flags is in other country, it's an amusement park, so.
That's a good question. I know it's in a few of the states here.
Yes, and there's a few around here. I don't know how far and wide it spreads, but
That's what she said. Is that it?
that's it. We're ready to dive into this properly?
Of course, TJ. But
Right,
you have trailers.
I always have trailers. So the first trailer I got is for the New 52.
Oh, no.
Do you have no idea what that is, do you?
Vaguely.
In 2011, DC Comics decided they're going to reboot their entire universe and wipe out the last 70 years of continuity, essentially.
Which is fine.
No, it was terrible.
No, that sounds like a good idea to me.
People hated it.
Yeah, that's why I vaguely know about it.
People hated it, and with good reason, because most of their comics sucked in the New 52 era.
Wonder why, though.
Because they were arrogant and thought they could just rewrite the whole thing and discount heroes and stuff from the past. They didn't work out.
But is it arrogant, though? Like,
yeah, they just thought they knew the stories that were built on these characters were just completely wiped out. Their histories completely wiped out. And their histories, their new stories are what's going to, make these characters even bolder and grander. And it's just like...
They're trying to get for the young generation, TJ.
They were trying to bring in new people, but you don't bring in new people by isolating your core.
That's true, I guess.
But... it was such a colossal failure that in 2016, they rebooted the reboot and brought pretty much continuity back.
That's sad.
Because it was terrible. They had a few good books. Batman was good. It's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that was any decent.
Batman fanboy.
Well, if it was bad, I would tell you it was bad.
Don't know about that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, by the way.
Just refer to our Batman and Robin review.
You like that movie a lot. I remember you were defending the shit out of it.
The Mr. Freeze one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because you were doing your pun face. You were loving the puns.
No, no. In fact, going into that, you were the one saying you liked that movie.
Nope. There's no record of that, TJ.
Uh-huh. And also, refer to our Batman 66 review and see how much I liked that movie.
Well, you to take your words, are an idiot for that one. That's a fucking great movie.
So, I don't always like Batman. If I think something's bad, I tell you it's bad.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Speaking of which, before we get into this review proper, I just want to say, I don't know why people hate on this movie so much.
You'll see.
It's not that bad.
It's, again, going with your previous arguments you've had about a lot of things on and off the mic, it is a boring-ass movie. And sometimes boring isn't good in TJ's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this, and I was like, I thought this movie was pretty good, actually.
It is so ungodly boring.
All right. So, my other trailers is I got the Green Lantern animated series.
Okay.
I also got a trailer for the Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters, the video game. They're just pumping the advertisements of Green Lantern.
Well, now, to be fair, which is, I do find that weird because of all the characters in Green Lantern, especially Hal Jordan. Like, okay, weird, but whatever. But it looks like in the behind the scenes, they're kind of trying to push their universe. Well, their version of it.
Yeah, I forgot to bring that up. That was the other interesting thing. So this was supposed to be the start of the DCU.
Like, why start with Green? I guess start with Green Lantern because it's more galactic, but...
Yeah, because there's so many characters and stuff you could bring in.
That's not the way I would start it, though.
But,
that's me personally.
It failed so bad. They're like, scrap it. We're going with Man of Steel instead.
Which, well, no, because if I were to do, this is my fanboy shit going on. If I were to be like doing the DCEU, I would not even introduce galactic shit until the end of Phase 1. If I was bringing up the phases.
Well,
like, I would have Superman come in as like in the last movie or two, and then that ties into the next
Superman's
series.
Not really galactic, though.
No, but he is such a level of superhero that, like, once you bring him to the table, your threats have to escalate to such a point where galactic shit have to come in.
I disagree. I think because you have to start off with your big hitters.
Yeah, Batman. I think you start off with the ground level stuff. Batman, maybe Wonder Woman. More quote unquote realistic people.
DC doesn't have the Marvel thing where they don't have a lot of ground characters. They have Batman, and that's it.
Nightwing, the Batman people.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you're the one saying there's too much Batman. There would have been a slew.
Oh, trust me.
There would have been a slew of Batman, but I think you start out with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And then you extend to Green Lantern, Flash, because those are the big five.
Why not Flash then? Like, why not start with Flash, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, and God, who's other? Oh, you can do Aquaman again. All people who are like they're gods, but not
Like
not like Superman gods.
from a fan perspective, yeah, you could do it like that. But from if you want this to be successful, you want this to be people to come watch. Everyone's gonna go watch a Superman movie. Everyone's gonna go watch a Batman movie.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, just practically, like, just because we introduced Superman, now you have to find reasons. You know what? You could probably introduce some first few movies, but then you have to find excuses for him to be off Earth and like do other things. Like, oh, I hear whisperings about people on
No,
Mars,
you
or
just time it so that hey, the Batman is fighting. Well, honestly, Batman's fighting Joker. That's kind of below Superman. He's got a fucking natural disaster over there. So,
how many natural disasters happen in the time period where
but like
Joker's on a week?
you could also time it like while Batman's doing this, Superman was in the middle of his movie dealing with whatever he was dealing with.
I don't know, because like the argument is Superman. He is such a like he's Superman.
Yeah,
So
but like if you're starting the universe, you're assuming that you're starting early in their career, so maybe they're not as established and not as he's not as
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yes, especially on Earth, like yeah, they're more. Well, someone's gonna be established, so Batman would have to be established, right? Probably Superman's probably no. I don't
I
know
mean,
because
it depends.
if you start early in the career, like when does Superman just like kick off? He's like mid-20s. It's after
Superman kicks off
like how
playing.
old is he? Like technically in canon, when he's like
It depends.
that's
Like,
exactly. So
it
you
depends on
have
canon. It
yeah
depends on what canon you're talking about. But like he goes from right from after he graduates. Sometimes he goes to college, but sometimes he goes right to Metropolis.
exactly. So like maybe he's I would say like middle 20s, like late 20s, early 30s. That's where you get Superman's career starting in my mind, in my personal mind. And so Batman is how like probably a little bit older than Superman, Earth years wise, right?
Well, I mean,
Again, depending on how you want to go about it.
it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying, oh, it does. Like we're saying career-wise, because Batman's been Batman for in his career how long? He started when he was. So unless you have them both starting
Well,
at the same time.
again, it depends on canon. Like,
Yeah.
like after high school, Bruce Wayne, well, more like in the middle of college, ditches college and just travels around the world for God knows how long to do all this training.
Exactly.
So he could be in his mid-20s by the time it's happening. By the time he starts Batman.
I think it's too much of a happenstance to have them both coming along at the same time.
Well, you don't have to. Like they could be a couple years apart.
Yeah, that's why and I would like that for me, a couple years apart, I would rather have Superman coming later.
I mean, you can start with Batman, sure, but Superman should definitely be the second movie.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I just think that's too because then it's like okay, which is great. Like again, I love Superman. He just brings such a level of the next level of shit that has to come. I don't know,
But no, you could say that about any of the other characters.
not really because not Iron Man. Aquaman doesn't go to space. Wonder Woman doesn't go to space. Like,
Wonder Woman deals with gods.
yeah, I'll take gods, but like intergalactic. Okay, now we have
But
Martian Manhunter.
Superman spends.
Like, where's Hawkwoman from? Where are the Hawk people from? Are they from Earth? Are they from out of like?
That depends on continuity, but
Yes, exactly. So I just think
but
like
but those are Than Guardians, which is a different planet.
how you can Superman like maybe if Superman's one of the first few minutes, you see a different planet. I think if he's like in one of the first few movies, he goes to outer space for a while, and that like intrigues the Green Lantern Corps, and that's like okay, the Green Lanterns are in again. Martian Manhunter, like all these other outer space entities are like oh,
But you're putting Superman into the cosmic level, but he doesn't deal with cosmic level stuff in the beginning.
no, but a lot of shit does come to him because of cosmic level shit.
Yeah, but you could focus on Earth stuff. Like there is Metallo, who's a military built guy with a kryptonite heart. So that's a Superman level threat from Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's plenty you could do on Earth. Parasite. He is a human who got turned into this purple monster thing who drains energy, and the more energy he takes in, the stronger he gets.
I trust me. Like I love all the crazy shit, but also have to remember, okay, what are people like? What's like? I think people will gravitate towards the shit I like too, like that. But or do they want another General Zod?
But you're underestimating. You know the fact that if it just says Superman on the bill, that's all people need.
I'm not underestimating that. I'm just thinking as a world building. I'm thinking like that way because Phase 1. slowly implement the stuff. Then like when did they introduce Guardians of the Galaxy in the phases of Marvel?
I want to say Phase 2.
Yeah, and that's intergalactic shit. Like, that's when the Thanos was really starting to like. There were gods in Thor,
But Thor, the whole Asgardian thing,
yeah,
is cosmic. That's
Yeah.
space.
But where's most of the movies take place on?
Earth, and you can do the same thing
With Wonder Woman.
with Superman.
Not.
In fact,
I don't feel like so. I don't feel like
all the Superman movies, how many of them were outside on space? Tell me.
None.
Exactly.
But I'm saying he likes to go to other, like he likes to go off planet for missions to help other societies.
But that's just an excuse.
Bullshit.
It's just an excuse to get him off planet so other people can save the world.
Exactly. Because he's Superman, so like, okay, once you introduce him,
if you
can fly, even with the Flash, like once you introduce a character, who can be like in all places at once. It's like why wasn't so and so there? And that's why the crossover movies are hard.
But that's what I mean, because they can be anywhere at once, but they can't be everywhere at once.
That's true. That's very true.
They can't be everywhere at once, and that's why there are so many heroes that are focused in cities. Because
hold on, we talk about like DC doesn't have ground level people. Look at the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker show and all the other stuff they do with DC.
Suicide Squad's not ground level. That's not. They're not even heroes.
I know, but like they're
that's in fact a corrupt government agency.
Exactly. That's a storyline they can follow throughout the thing. Hydra, like they have their things they could do that Marvel is doing.
But they're not names that people go to see. I mean, now it is. But if you would start that, then no one would be like, "What is the Suicide Squad?" You know.
Neither was Hydra. No one knew what Hydra was until.
But they knew
how many movies later.
But they knew the name Captain America.
Yeah.
And they established this stuff through the bigger names. They established all this tidbits through Iron Man, through Thor.
I think it's the same thing with Hulk. Like they don't know what to do with the Hulk, so they kind of have to like sideline him to a point because he's such a big thing.
Well, no, they sidelined Hulk because of rights issues.
Well, that too, I guess. That too.
That's what that was. That one and actor issues.
Yeah, but like when you introduce the Hulk, though, like okay, he's a big threat. It's true he could be like, not I guess neutered or whatever you want to call, like when they try to like stop him from doing his thing. But it's the Hulk.
But it's like it's also comic books. You can just wave all that stuff aside.
Yeah, but like how many times you have to do that for the audience? Like okay, they're waving it aside.
But if you're going to see a Batman movie, you're not thinking, "Where's Superman?"
No.
That's my whole point.
You will. Once, like, if they're doing the crossover and making a universe out of it, I would. Like, okay, Bruce Wayne, you're doing your thing. But
that's why that's why you start off with the movies, and sure, they're in the same universe, but like in Iron Man, they have things like connecting here and there, but you don't see Thor coming into the Iron Man movie. You know what I mean?
I just think once you have the Avengers Initiative version of DC, so well, Batman's going around like I'm recruiting for the Justice or who starts the Justice League, like truly is it Batman. And I guess in like the JLA in this TV show, who started that?
In the actual Justice League?
Yeah. Was it the government thing or was it just the heroes getting together?
No, it was I think it was Starro invaded Earth, forcing all of them to come, forcing them all to come together and fight them. And at the end, it's like we should probably make a team in case this ever happens again.
See, I wouldn't mind that then. If like, okay, we can have a Batman, we can have a superhero man, we can have a Flash thing, and like throughout those movies, we see hints of Starro coming or whatever the shit. I guess, but I don't know.
That was a tangent.
Yeah, I know. Because they started Green Lantern with this movie. I think that's a weird way to try to start a universe.
No, I don't think it is because Green Lantern. There are so many Green Lanterns.
Exactly.
You could like have a Green Lantern every movie if you wanted to.
That'd be boring. Not that I think it would be boring because they're all boring, but I just think it's more fun to come into that like or like I think it's be more fun like you start on the world. And they're like, oh, our earthly problems are bigger than or smaller than we expect.
Starting with Green Lanterns actually wouldn't be a bad idea because there's 1,000 reasons why Hal Jordan can't be on Earth. There's a cosmic threat in that sector all the way across the universe that he can't get back to Earth to, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm saying, like, I think it's more fun to come into, like, the Earth, galactic stuff later, be like, oh, Earth has issues, but there's galactic shit now. We made contact kind of shit, like, true contact, like, there's green space cops coming down to us asking Superman for help.
Well, that's what they kind of did in this movie.
Yeah, but, like, again, I wouldn't want to start off with that, because now, like, why is Wonder Woman so interesting? I like Wonder Woman, like, why is she so interesting? Like, right be out in space doing some space shit. Why are we still, like...
I think you're overestimating the cosmic stuff, honestly.
I don't think I am. I don't know.
That's why no one ever focuses. Well, that and budget.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays it's easier because it's so much green screen shit nowadays.
But yeah, so I mean, but that's why people focus more on Earth stuff than they do on cosmic stuff.
Yeah, budget
because the cosmic stuff is just not as enthralling. You know what I mean?
It's not, but it's just another. It's like the level. Like what's after cosmic level threats? What's after? What's more threatening than a guy coming out of the fucking sun to eat the worlds?
I'm looking for the world God level threats.
God level. But see, like Thor did that, like you said. So like you have
yeah,
like you said
but like it's like all right, they're fighting the gods, but who are the gods kind of thing.
And I guess they tackle that in the comics. So like,
oh yeah, I mean, there's so many layers.
Yeah.
There's like. There's gods above gods, and there's a creator of those gods, and then it's
you also have to remember, like, a lot of people's suspension of disbelief would go to a point, and for me, that's like, I don't give a about the gods. It's cool, but it's like, I don't think I need to sit through a movie of that.
Yeah, but that's also the thing. You can do a comic every month. You're 6 comics a month, you know, whereas you get a movie every 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, Eternals. I haven't watched the movie. I know nothing about the movie, but they're pretty much from the little that I know about it. Like they're gods, right? Or they're beings or some shit.
I know nothing about the Eternals.
Okay, and it's like that movie didn't do well. So like, I don't know where the level of people's like interest in cosmic level shit and god level shit comes to or stops at. So I think introducing that level shit
it stops at Endgame and Guardians and Ragnarok. I think that's where it stops.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I don't know. I think cosmic shit usually get to like fucking time travel, Flash. So it's like, I don't know. Like I'd rather be Atlantis. Or where's Wonder Woman's island at? Whatever that's called.
Themyscira.
Yeah, I'd rather be on that kind of shit. I'd rather see what the Hawk people are doing. I don't mind that. Well, they're on their planet, but I don't mind like seeing the more Batman shit done proper.
And that's fine. But like if you're like I said, if you're starting a whole over again, you have to start with your big guns or you're misfiring.
Because
people are not gonna. It's not gonna be as popular otherwise.
No, but the big guns are Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman.
Now,
yeah,
but when they were starting it back then,
even back then, I think
no,
yeah, because people knew what the JLA. Well, again, what did Marvel start with? Iron Man? Who the f is Iron Man?
That's because they didn't have the rights to Spider-Man.
But it worked though. So if you have a plan, if they had a plan and stuck with a plan and did things proper, granted, this probably could have worked too. But I just don't think.
If you also remember. It's Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and Thor and Captain America. They're good movies, but they weren't smash hits either.
No, not at all.
So it still was a risk up until Avengers.
Yes.
So, that's why, and they came out with what they had.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, but that's why they didn't start with Ant-Man or, Doctor Strange or all those ones. They started with their big guns for a reason.
I guess.
Because they technically didn't have their biggest guns. They didn't have X-Men at the time. They didn't have Spider-Man.
Maybe I'm just thinking because DC and Marvel are totally different aspects. Like DC, the JLA has Hal or John, whoever one you're going to go with, and it has Superman. They have intergalactic people, so I guess you kind of do have to start big. I just feel,
and Marvel's practically all street level stuff.
Yeah,
if you think about it, whereas DC's more godlike.
I guess
it's like there was a great quote about the difference between DC and Marvel. It was DC is what happens when gods try to be human, but Marvel is more about humans becoming gods.
Yes.
So something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, granted, the JLA has a spaceship that goes around Earth. A satellite, a shuttle.
Yeah. They have teleporters.
What's that? Yeah. They have boom tubes and shit like that.
So.
Space station. That's the word. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I guess start with, I don't know.
Anyway, I didn't get through my trailers.
What trailer did you get, TJ?
Well, I just talked about the Green Lantern video game. And they also gave me a digital copy of Justice League #1,
Okay.
like the comic book.
Yeah. Did you read it?
I had read it when it came out years and years ago.
Nerd.
But it's the New 52 reboot of Justice League. And Justice League was okay.
Okay.
But it was the New 52 and kind of garbage. So.
Kind of garbage.
Yep. Anyway, that's all my trailers.
Nice.
Any other side tangents you want to go into, or should I get into this movie?
Now we can continue.
So we open up with, the Green Lantern stuff. Everything's green.
Everything's green.
The what's it called? The logos and stuff like that. And we open up in space. When's the last time we opened up in space?
I was thinking that when I was watching it. I was like, TJ may have the answer to that. No idea. Superman? No, we didn't do Superman, did we?
No, we haven't done a Superman. Well,
X-Men? No.
No, it might have been Superman Returns.
No, what about Thor? It would have to be Thor, right?
No, because I think we opened up in the desert with them hitting.
No, I think we opened up. No, it wasn't the dad telling Thor and Loki the shit.
No, we opened up in the desert with them hitting it as we'll come back to this later.
God damn, I hate that trope. Superman, Batman, Apocalypse.
I mean, that one started underwater, and you went on a rant how Bruce Wayne doesn't do charity work.
Oh, the fact that you remember that, TJ. Wow. God damn, I hate Bruce Wayne. I don't know then. Iron Man 2, Jonah Hex, Batman. It's been a long time, TJ. Justice League 2 Earths? A Crisis on 2 Earths? 2 Earths? If not, it's gotta be Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be Alien if we're going by that. But superhero wise, I think it might have been Superman Returns actually, all the way back then.
Jesus. What about Superman and Public Enemies? Probably not.
No, because that was the one we started off with Lex Luthor as president.
Before that was Green Lantern First Flight. It has to be that. It's gotta be a Green Lantern movie.
We always start with Hal Jordan.
God, X-Men and Watchmen.
Unless last week, did we start in space last week?
I don't recall. I do not recall. Maybe? I don't remember anything.
Yeah, no, we did. We started on Nowhere last week.
Yeah.
We started in space last week.
Yeah,
we didn't have to go that far.
No, we didn't. No, we did not. Oh, man.
Anyway, we open up in space with is it the Guardians talking here?
There's I thought it was Sinestro. Someone's voiceover.
It's a voiceover explaining how the Guardians sent out all the rings across the thousands of space sectors. I mean, that's not what happened, but whatever. And then they start going into parallax. And you know what my first note is?
One of the same as mine. Is it does it deal with science?
No.
Okay.
What's your note?
Well, my first note was the voiceover thing. But then after that, it was fire and a crash on a meteor. Wow, there's an atmosphere. That was my first note. It's like, how's there smoke in space?
My first note, they're doing parallax. This is already wrong. And remember when I was telling you earlier that I like this movie? No, this movie is garbage. I fucking hate it.
Oh, thank God. Thank you. Because there's no way I want to defend or fight you on this movie. This movie's not good, TJ.
No, this movie is terrible.
Thank you. Okay.
I just wanted to play the contrarian for a little while.
It's fun, isn't it?
But no, I was out the moment this movie started.
Why, you purist? Why were you out with parallax?
Oh, for comic book reasons. Definitely for comic book reasons. Obviously. I was like, they did the origin. That's not really how the Green Lantern wings, but whatever. It's a movie. But then they went into parallax, and I'm like, oh, this is garbage.
So, you want to talk about it now, or you want to talk about throughout the movie?
Well, I can talk about it right now. That's not parallax.
So, what's parallax then, TJ?
Well, all right.
What is it?
Parallax in the comics is also bullshit too.
Okay.
Because Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, is a Green Lantern, strongest Green Lantern, blah, 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 bland as hell, dull as hell. The one time he gets mildly interested is his city, Coast City, gets completely destroyed, wiped off the map.
Nice.
I don't remember how, but it happened. It actually might have been Superman, the death of Superman, when all that stuff happened. Wasn't that the city that got...
Yeah, I think you're right.
It might have been that.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100%. Don't take my word on it. Anyway, but Hal Jordan goes nuts and turns completely evil, starts killing all the Green Lanterns, taking their rings and stuff. And in this evil form, he goes by the name of Parallax. Oh. So that was just his evil form. But, over the course of the next decade or so, they had to rehab Hal Jordan's image and stuff like that. And they eventually retconned it to a place where Hal Jordan was possessed by an evil entity named Parallax.
It was dumb. Like how
Isn't it
how
complete?
baller of a move would have to take in the main character you had and say he's bad now. You're Terminatoring it.
And
Well, not Terminating it,
he was for a couple decades.
yeah, so like why never mind. No, like
Yeah,
you said earlier in our conversation, multiple Green Lanterns, multiple incarnations of it. Let John Stewart be the good guy.
you
Or
could even
someone else.
you could have even redeemed Hal Jordan and just have him deal with the fact that he was just evil. I don't
Yeah.
know why it couldn't have been his fault, but
Yeah.
no, bullshit. But even in that context, Parallax, that's not this Parallax.
Yes.
This is completely different from that Parallax.
So what is this Parallax movie in this movie, TJ?
This Parallax is a fallen guardian of the universe.
Oh.
What? What are you fucking talking about? Why? You had perfectly good lore, even though it's retcon bullshit. But why couldn't you focus on anything else? Why did you need to put Parallax in this movie? This is stupid. I was out as soon as I saw Parallax. I was not even a minute in, and I was done.
Oh man!
And just from a purely comic standpoint, comic purist standpoint, I was done.
I think that's a valid purist because that'd be an interesting power arc. Hollywood writers are dumb sometimes, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, it was complete and utter garbage.
Yeah. I will defend your purist right now. That's a good argument to have.
And then I saw the effects, and I'm like, oh, this is just gonna be a ride.
I guess it's kind of controversial, not really. The effects were good to a point. There's a lot of things I was okay with, but there was also a lot of bad, I
actually like the designs for the Green Lanterns, the alien Green Lanterns themselves. Yes. They're fine. Yeah, they actually look accurate, but everything else is kind of garbage.
Yes, this looks like a TV movie, just not good quality. The main character Hal's suit, that's bad. But yeah, I was thinking, when I was saying the effects were good, I was thinking of the aliens. So thank you, TJ, for saying that.
Yeah, it was I was completely done. That was record time. I was out.
You don't like a fallen guardian who is trying to conquer evil?
They've done that story so many times in comic books, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't need to fucking connect everything in this movie to everything in this movie.
But TJ, it's better for the audience that way, so it's easier for them to understand.
We're going to get to that same problem in the next, section of this movie, which we're not there yet, but because we have what's it called? The narration. It's telling us about Parallax and stuff, and then
that's right. That's a sin right there. It's just voiceover and narration. Just show me.
So we're going the voiceover in this thing and telling us about Parallax and blah 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 blah. And then three Green Lanterns show up on this planet.
No, it looks like a space crash. I don't think they're Green Lanterns.
That's what But Sinestro says later, 3 of our men were killed and destroyed by fear.
No, that was later on because they encounter him again.
No, Sinestro. But no, the first time Sinestro doesn't know, and he goes, 3 of our guys are gone.
Oh, it could have been their men then. It doesn't look like Green Lanterns, but it could have been.
That's my question, because if they were Green Lanterns, why are they in spacesuits?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Anyway, for some reason, Parallax is trapped in resin, dinosaur from Jurassic Park.
Amber.
Yeah, he's trapped in amber for some godforsaken reason that the Guardians apparently banished him, but yet he's in the middle of space somehow that he could just be found. How has no one ever come across him before?
Because an asteroid is floating in space, and space is big, so that I can I'm okay with. I guess.
Oh, it's an asteroid? I thought it was a planet.
No, it says
the planet. It says the planet. I thought it said the planet Rod or something like that.
Is it a planet? Let's check. Hold on. You're probably right. Shit, you're right, TJ.
It said planet. I'm not wrong, right?
No, but it looks like a dumb asteroid.
I know, but it's not. It's a planet.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's stupid.
Because if it was an asteroid, I'd be like, oh, you're right. Okay. He's just floating through space.
It's Planet Ryut, the Lost Sector. So it's a Lost Sector, so no one goes there.
Just because it's called the Lost Sector, people go to places called... Have you ever met an archaeologist?
Listen, TJ. Okay, I'm reading the title. Explorers 6 to base. Our ship has crashed in a northeast quadrant of the Lost Sector. That's the subtitles. So, okay, they're explorers. They got trashed. They're not lanterns.
Okay, but even if they're not lanterns, they just said they're explorers, and they found this. Has no one ever come across this before? How long has he been trapped? It sounds like they've been trapped there for, ever, right?
Yeah.
So, this is the first explorers that happen to come to this Lost Sector and never ever find him and get their energy sucked out so he can break free of this resin?
Yeah, that's how movies happen, TJ.
Or is it just that, that this was the last set of explorers that he sucked free, and none of the other people were like, oh, we don't care about our explorers that have been disappearing for the last 2 generations. I don't like this opening at all.
Did you like anything in this movie, TJ?
I don't think I did, actually.
No, there's nothing enjoyable about this movie. Not that it's like atrocious, but there's nothing enjoyable about this movie.
Okay. So I guess I'll move on from the opening.
Yeah, we're an hour. Yeah, we kind of have to.
So we cut to 1993.
Do we?
And yeah, as Hal Jordan as a kid.
Oh, no, we don't. You do. We don't. So tell us your 1993 flashback. We have flashbacks in my version of the movie. No, but we have different movies, TJ.
Oh, this wasn't in your movie?
No.
Oh, okay. This is from the extended cut then.
Yes.
Okay, because I do. And I was like, why is this here? None of this makes any freaking sense. Why am I seeing this part of the movie? Like, especially what happens later in the movie.
So what happens?
Because as a kid, Hal Jordan, his dad's going for an experimental test ride. It's the classic Hal Jordan story. He's late for school. His mom's worried about the dad earlier about going on it. He's late for school. He goes to the airfield instead of school. He's going to watch his dad fly the airplane. And of course, Carol's there as a child. The senator's there. Hector Hammond's dad, and so is Carol's dad, and Hector Hammond as a kid's there too. Oh, look how everybody's connected from an early childhood.
That's stupid. Thank God we didn't get that.
And then, the dad flies the plane, and it goes out of control, it crashes, and, well, no, I'm sorry. It does go out of control and kind of crashes, and Hal's running towards it, and then it looks like, oh, he's going to survive. I knew there was no way he survived. Because I know this origin story. But Hal's running forward, he thinks it, and it just blows up.
That's funny.
And blows the kid out. And I burst out laughing. It was so hilarious.
Oh, thank you,
I was like,
TJ.
I just laughed. And they were they showed close up of the kid's face crying and stuff like that. It was like so bad.
Yes, 2 grown men laughing at a kid losing his father in a movie. Yes.
Because it was done so bad. And then we cut from 1993 to the present. I hate when you cut from a year and just say the present. What year is it?
Well, because they're trying to make it sure it's always relevant for people watching the movie.
Yeah, but you told me it's 1993.
I know, right? That's stupid.
So, if it's 1993... it doesn't matter if you say present or not. I know that it's at least, if I'm watching this in 2222, I know it's not in my time period. Yep. You know what I mean?
Because the character did not age, But yes, so you cut the present. What do you get?
Hal Jordan waking up with some random.
Okay, so
woman.
hold on. We get in my version. Before we even get to that, so after Parallax does his bullshit and escapes his prison, we cut to, you might get this later. We get who's the guy that finds Hal?
The alien?
Yeah,
Abin Sur.
We get Abin Sur talking to the main bad guy, Sinestro, via intercom, kind of like a hologram.
In his spaceship?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the next scene I have written down.
So we get that scene first, and then
no, I do have that next. I skipped that note. I just wrote 90s to present because it said present, and then it goes to Abin Sur. You're right.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, Abin Sur is in his spaceship talking, and he talks to Sinestro, and he loses contact with him for some reason, and then he's attacked by Parallax.
I'm sorry, you said you hate title cards. For me, we have a title card. Our title card's 6 months later. So it's Parallax, 6 months later, Abin Sur.
No, I went from 93 to present.
That's dumb. So yeah, say that again. I'm sorry. It's funny.
What?
The whole the scene that happens.
Abin Sur is in the spaceship, and he talks to Sinestro, and about, I don't remember what it's about, something coming threat or something.
It's about Parallax, I think. It's just like, hey, there's something happening.
And then Parallax attacks him and blows up his space station ship, and he's in a smaller ship now, fleeing to the closest thing.
The capital planet.
Yes. So my question is, right off the way, why is Abin Sur in a spaceship?
Because his range is not charged all the way, TJ.
Is that what he says?
No, but that's the thing I got from the last movie, so that's my logic. I don't know. maybe he's on a mission doing something.
I understood this origin in 1973 when they hadn't fleshed all this stuff out. He landed in a spaceship. He's an alien, fine. But you're updating this thing and you show Green Lantern flying in space with the rings.
Yes.
Why is he in a spaceship?
Because he's probably scavenging or trying to find survivors from something. I don't know. I'm trying to find logic for this movie.
Whatever. Then we cut over to Hal Jordan waking up after sleeping with a random woman, right?
Yeah, yes.
And he's late for work.
Yes.
Okay, I hated this little scene here too.
Oh, why?
It's just Hal Jordan. This isn't Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan isn't a quirky character who sleeps with random women and, stuff like that. He's bland. And honestly, this is going to be a really weird nitpick.
What?
But Ryan Reynolds has too much character for this role.
God damn it. That was supposed to be my hot take. God damn it, TJ. I hated Ryan Reynolds in this role. The terrible casting. He's not good for this role because you just said that. Yeah, he's Ryan Reynolds. He's too...
This is not Hal Jordan. They wrote Ryan Reynolds in this role.
Thank you. God damn you, TJ. They should have cast any unknown actor. That's what earlier you were saying, like Bradley Cooper and other names that should have been. Like, no, none of those names. Just give me a boring ass chiseled jaw dude. And that's
this is not Hal Jordan.
No. Hey.
Hal Jordan doesn't sleep with random women. He doesn't make little jokes.
Right? Right? Like, no. I mean, read the books. I just know that's not Hal Jordan.
Yeah, no. It actually felt more like Wally West Flash a little bit, or one of those types of characters. This was not Hal Jordan. It did not work.
No, him as Hal Jordan. Great. I like Ryan Reynolds as actor. I don't mind him. I think this was just stunt casting. Like, who's hot shit right now? Good looking. This guy. It's like, that's upsetting.
Yeah, no, I kind of hated him in this role.
Yes. Like, I didn't mind him in the beginning, but just as the movie went on, like...
right from the beginning, as soon as he was, like, in a bed, I was like, is that Carol Ferris? Is like, and then later, we never see this woman again. It's like, nope. Okay, man. He's just sleeping with random women because of reasons.
No, that didn't bother me. It's just him, like, he's just not good in this movie. It's not for him.
Like, they try to get over the fact that, he's, like, he doesn't stay in one place. He's erratic and stuff like that. And that's Hal Jordan's character, sure. He just doesn't do it with any personality and any malice. That just seemed, going around.
Say the P word again?
What? Which one?
The P word again.
Personality. Okay.
Yeah, this movie lacks personality. The characters lack personality. The acting's very stilted a lot of the times. From the aliens to the humans, like, where's the emotion, guys? Where you're just saying the lines, not showing me, like...
Yeah, they're just telling us what's happening, this stuff.
Like, Sinestro's very, like, everyone is just so, like...
And you say stilted. I was going to wait until she got in the room, but Carol Ferris's actor felt very stilted. Yep. I'm like, every line, it was like, oh, okay, I'm saying my line.
The black chick who starts Suicide Squad, what's her name?
What?
Not the black corrupt lady.
Amanda Waller?
Yeah, she's still, like, every character is just very subdued and just like, you're not doing the thing. You got all of you guys suck right now. It's like, god damn it.
Anyway, there's
drags.
Anyway, we get a scene right out of Top Gun next. As combat simulation happens, as Ryan Reynolds and Carol Ferris are flying against new robots. Carol Ferris what was my exact wife? My notes.
That's Blake Lively, by the way, his future wife.
Oh, is it?
Yep, in real life, that's his future wife, Ryan Reynolds.
So they say Sapphire they call Carol Ferris Sapphire. Do you get it? You don't get it at all. But I did.
Is it her mom or some shit, like a reference to her?
No. So Carol Ferris becomes a Star Sapphire, which is the pink Green Lanterns.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's just a thing to that. And so green is willpower, yellow is fear, pink is love.
Oh, so cute. Is that sexist that she's got to be that color?
Well, no, because there's female versions of everything.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
Like, there's the red rings of rage is, we talked about, one of the female characters was that there are orange lanterns, which are avarice, which is greed, essentially. And then blue, I forget what blue is.
I think that's a problem. Sorry. I think that's a problem with the Green Lantern. Trying to visualize that. Like, how do you visualize rage in an interesting way? Using the power rings. And, like, how do you, like, visualize willpower? That's green, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you visualize their creativity and their that kind of stuff? I think it's such a high concept kind of thing to make it entertaining that most people cannot do. That's why I think most times these movies fall.
Yeah, you need a
flat.
certain level of creativity in order to be
Yes.
able to write a Green Lantern.
Yes. It's like playing shit. What's the character like the type of wizard or a spellcaster that uses illusion kind of shit. You gotta
An
be
illusion.
yeah, you gotta be very creative when you're kind of playing those kind of characters. So that feels the same thing with these guys. If you don't have the mind power to make things entertaining and interesting, it won't work.
I'm just reading my notes.
Very good. So yeah, that's like I was thinking about that today. It's like that's why I feel these movies don't usually work. I don't know about the comics, but that's definitely for the
Oh, okay. So yeah, Ron Reynolds, they're doing a combat simulation. He shows off because, he's Maverick and, pretty much blows the entire simulation for his company because he's supposed to, they're supposed to showing off these things and destroys them because he's got to be a hotshot pilot. And then he loses control of the plane. And I was like, they started cutting this crash scene with the scenes where his father died. And I'm like, I just saw this. I'm like, why are you showing me this again?
Why even show us that in the first place? Like, I get that's a pivotal moment for the character himself, but like, is it really that pivotal for us to?
You could have literally took maybe the last 3 minutes of that flashback, put it in there like somewhere to establish it, and then be done with it.
I don't think you ever need to mention that. Just have him say offhandedly, "Yeah, my dad died in front of me," and when I was young.
No, you don't even need to. You know what? You don't even need to do that. You could have just established it at the birthday party.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I don't need to see it. Flashbacks are pointless. So I can't imagine you sitting through it one time and then again later. How not to do a movie, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, and from here, there's just a lot. So literally my next low, I skip everything from here, from the birthday party that goes to everything else, right to the Green Lantern ring.
Because all of it's pointless. It's supposed to make you like the characters, I guess.
It just establishes his family, he's the fact that his relationship with Carol Ferris, who, if you don't know, is from his main love interest from the comic books.
But like, they do such a bad job at all this. You don't give a shit. Like I said, the family birthday party shit. Don't care. They never come up again in the movie, so why would I care?
Yeah, they literally are here for this scene, and that's it.
Just to show me that he has a family, I do not give a shit. His girlfriend, love interest, comes in a handful more times throughout the movie. It's like these things you're setting up. I just don't want to give a shit.
So, Abin Sur crashes onto Earth.
Hold on, they don't? When did they introduce Big Head? I guess after that. That's after that. Okay. God, yeah, the first 20 minutes are pointless, huh?
Yeah, I don't even know. I took the least amount of notes I've ever taken in this thing before.
Right?
Anyway, so Abin Sur crashed.
You really had me before. I thought you actually liked this. We were like, there's no way he liked this. It's like maybe it was visuals he kind of liked. There's no way he liked the story to this movie.
Yeah, well, that was the idea. Because I hated this movie so much, I was like, I'm not going to go in and give it away that I hated this movie. I think I might have hated this movie more than the actual people who hated this movie.
Oh, I know you did. Because I hated it, but I don't think I hated it as much as you did.
Anyway, Abin Sur crashes the Earth, and he's dying. So he's like, he picks up this rock in his hand. Oh wait, no, that's the ring. It looks so stupid. Anyway, so he says, go choose the ring wisely and stuff. And then the ring goes off and goes into Ron Reynolds' chest and waits for an appropriate time to drag him back to Abin Sur instead of like just taking him there. And that's not how the Green Lantern ring works.
No. Yeah, right? No, not at all.
It doesn't bring you to a dying person. You just chosen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, it's an honor to be a Green Lantern, blah, blah, blah. Here's the ring. Take the lantern. You're a Green Lantern now. And then that's that. Then we cut over to the Guardians in their ridiculously long robes. And Sinestро's like, hey, bad things are happening. And they're like, yeah, go fix it then. And he's like, I will. And we cut over to Hammond.
How is this so boring, TJ? I cite every Green Lantern movie, but how do you make this so boring?
I'm going to get to that point in a moment.
Okay.
Because we cut over to Hammond, and this is the first time you're introduced to him, right?
28 minutes into it? Yeah, it looks like it.
He's in his room, like playing chess with himself.
Yes.
This is the first time, but like I was introduced to him as a kid, so I'm like, okay, this is stupid. So government agencies comes up and said, you got to come with us, and they take him to show Abin Sur's body because the government showed up and chased Ron Reynolds off, and they took the spaceship and him. And then so they bring him to some secret lab, and Amanda Waller shows up and it's like, here, let me show you it. Why is Amanda Waller in this movie?
Because for the fans, DJ.
What fans? She wasn't a popular character as time.
Yeah, I have no idea. because when I first saw the movie, I saw this movie once before this review. Never would have guessed who that character was. And then years later, seeing the Suicide Squads and shit like that, like, oh, and now seeing this movie now, like that's that character.
One, why is she in this movie? Two, why is she a doctor? Three, why is she such a pushover?
She's still a bad person though, kind of.
Not really. She's just doing as the government tells her to do.
I don't know.
She's not like manipulative or evil or anything. She's just there. In fact, she's just there to get her ass kicked later. I'm surprised she survived this movie.
I hated that. It's like, I think he just looked up the people who wrote this. I think they just like find a random comic character name from in the DCU. It's like, that's the character we get, I guess.
Whatever. Hal's got the ring now, and he was told that he has to recite an oath, so it's a whole comedy scene of him reciting oaths.
It's not funny, though.
And Hal Jordan would never do. And then I guess the Lantern possesses him and tells him the oath. And he does the oath, and he becomes Green Lantern.
Like that, him saying the oath should be, like, aspiring and like, oh, shit. No, just don't care.
Then he takes Carol Farris on a date, essentially, as they go get drinks. Because she shows up.
I don't get that scene.
And then, you don't get that scene?
No, after that, we get right to the surgery. Well, as he's saying the oath, we intermix him saying the oath and the guide.
Oh, right. The surgery's there, and he gets infected by Parallax.
Okay, then, yes.
Then Carol shows up at his apartment, and then it's like, okay. And then she starts pushing him about why he crashed until he just walks out like a baby, essentially. Like, why do you like this guy? What is interesting about this man that seems to be like nothing
looking.
And so he walks outside, and then people who got fired because of his antics in the simulation earlier start beating him up, and he beats them up. He uses the ring, and then the ring takes him into space.
I get being angry at the dude, sure, whatever, even though they hired him to do that. They brought him in to do that, but like, don't beat the dude up in a bar like that. Like, come on, guys.
Well, not only that,
this is the 90s.
Well, no, not going back to lore. You're not supposed to use a Green Lantern ring like that. That's an inappropriate use of the ring.
I was thinking that too. Like, that's not Green Lantern-ish.
And that's why I assumed the ring like
brought him,
put them in a bubble and brought them all for the Oa. But that's giving this movie too much credit.
Or maybe it's not giving the movie credit enough. Maybe the movie's really deep and. You're right. Yeah, I was thinking like a Green Lantern want to do that. That's a bad cop thing to do. He's not a bad cop.
Yeah. So granted, he doesn't know he is a cop yet, but. So he's brought to Oa, the Green Lantern Corn planet, and we're introduced to Tomo Ray. He's like a bird, fish, lizard kind of guy.
Yeah, pretty cool looking.
And he starts talking about, the Green Lantern Corn, and pretty much Hal Jordan's going to be trained as a Green Lantern. And it's just a giant scene of him training with Kilowog and then Sinestro, and how they think he's filled with fear and he shouldn't be here. Why you replacing the great Abin Sur? You're just nothing but a lowly human. And he's like, you're right. And he cries and goes home back to Earth.
This movie, because it's all showing, like
I literally just skipped. Yeah, I skipped 30 minutes.
You did. It's like God.
Oh, and by the way, when he gets dragged to off planet, that's an hour into the movie. Now we're just getting to him being a Green Lantern. An hour into the movie.
You see all these characters we just met. We're not going to see them again until, like, the last minute.
You know what's cool about Tomo Ray, too?
What?
He is the Green Lantern of Sector 2813. You know what planet's in 2813?
What?
Krypton.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
And in fact, when Krypton was about to blow up, he had something called Stellarium, which would stabilize the planet. So he was on his way to save Krypton before it blew up, but then he was blinded by like the sun ray, and he didn't make it in time. So Krypton exploded. So he's unintentionally responsible for Superman.
Awesome. Oh man, he must feel so guilty though.
If you think about it, though, Krypton's in the world. He had to have a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So galactically, it makes sense.
No, it does.
Where was the Green Lantern for that planet?
That's a good explanation. He's got to feel so guilty though.
I think he's dead now.
I would hope,
because his son is a Green Lantern now.
Okay, then I guess his conscience gets to him. He couldn't take it anymore because
I don't remember.
I could have saved them, but at the same time, like I did birth Superman, so
No, but at the same time, it's like he was literally blind.
I know.
Make it because blind. It's like how many times have all these Green Lanterns found at something, there's a certain amount of guilt you have to like push aside. It's like,
Uh,
so I did everything. I
uh,
did everything that I could,
I don't know, man. Me personally, I would feel guilt. Like, damn, this whole planet.
Yeah, but at the same time, who knows how many other tragedies he's already gone through at a time? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe on not being able to save a planet that's essentially destroyed itself, not on my conscience.
It would be on my conscience, especially if I got back to what's this place called? Oa?
Oh, well, yeah.
And all the other Green Lanterns just ridicule you, like, oh, you got blinded and Krypton's ruined because you suck. Like, oh, come on, guys.
Like, literally, he was blinded by some kind of something. Like, he was blind for a while.
Oh, that sucks. I feel bad. It's
And even though he was blind, he tried. He continued on.
Oh,
he
sure.
tried to get
and that's
there.
what I'm saying. Like, so because he obviously cares. He's like, I gotta do my duty, even though I can't see. And by the time he gets there, where's it at? Like, he's got to feel some kind of like.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't feel guilt or bad, but not like to the point where he's like suicidal or something like that.
That would weigh me personally. That would weigh heavy because the whole planet is gone. A whole civilization of people.
Yeah, but at the same
gone.
time, this is not like our planet's cops. This is like these are responsible for multiple planets. How many planets get destroyed every year that we don't know about? You know,
that's true. But how many of them are like full of life too?
That's true too. But like, it's just like,
especially when you hold the like answer to their problem in your hand and you're on there to like, hey guys, I can fix your bullshit for you. Oh, oops, your guys are gone. Like, I'm not saying he should kill himself, but like, I would feel really guilty.
Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't feel he wouldn't feel bad for it. I'm just saying how long has he been? I'm not sure how long he's been a Green Lantern and how much he's been through to a point where he's not going to hold himself completely responsible for this planet's own mistakes. You know what I mean?
I get that, but it's like, I think like as a cop on this planet, you do how many arrests and how many house calls on sad things. But you get that one call where a school got shut up, but you could have saved that school from getting shot up. I think that one's gonna weigh heavy on your conscience more so than the wife that got beat.
I don't want to get into the politics of that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. That's an example.
There's some that wouldn't give a shit at all. But
God damn it.
But take a look at something like a homicide detective on Earth.
Yeah.
How many dead bodies has he seen? Like, to the point where it just doesn't affect.
No, I know,
you,
but
you get numb to a certain amount of.
And that's true, but like I think there are usual instances, like either a big one would like unnumb you a little bit, or maybe like a really personal small one will unnumb you. And me personally, I think a whole planet, I guess, below like that's such a big number, like you can't fathom that unless you sit quiet for a few minutes to think about it.
Maybe not planets should be destroyed, but how many genocides has he tried to stop and stop and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Because you have to think of it on a cosmic level.
But also, like, has he had the answer to all the problems of those things in his hand? He had the answer to the planet's safety.
I mean, he is a Green Lantern who can construct many things just with his willpower.
Yes, I don't know. Again, we don't know. Like, why are we down this rabbit hole? Because we
I just wanted to bring up a cool tidbit and you started to go down things.
I'm sorry, you didn't have to entertain me.
But like, I just thought Tomo Ray's backstory was neat.
No, that is neat. Anyways, boring montage of Tao learning shit.
Yeah, and I pretty much went through all that, so we're back on Earth now. Because we spend the majority's move of this Green Lantern Interstellar cop movie on Earth. Like, even Parallax decides to come later to eat Earth.
God, like, why?
Why is he coming to Earth?
And like, the space shit's so dull and dark looking. Give me some cosmic colors, please. Like, ugh. This is like our first bad movie in so long, isn't it?
It's pretty bad. No, we had a few bad animated ones though.
Okay, our first live action bad one.
I think this is the first one we've agreed on.
Yes,
in a while.
Yes.
Like, I don't think we've been in such unison since Wonder Woman
or Dark Knight.
Yeah, but we didn't come out with like bad. We came out as like average.
Yeah, this is bad.
All right, so back on Earth, Hammond's been affected, and oh look, he's got powers now. He has like read minds and stuff. Ooh, Hector Hammond, by the way, not really a major villain. I don't know why they chose him. Like, he's been around, but he's not like a big Green Lantern villain.
Who are big Green Lantern villains besides Sinestro? Like, who's a Parallax? Who else?
You got Atrocitus.
Duh.
It's mostly cores. Like, you got the yellow.
Okay.
You got the Sinestro core, the Ran Lantern core. There's this like weasel guy called Larfruis who, as far as I don't know about older stuff, but within the last 2 decades, he's the only holder of the orange ring, which is avarice, which is greed. So it makes sense that he would have the only one.
Oh, that's cool.
So stuff like that. They deal with like the Kuns, like alien species, dominators, aliens, like invading more of the aggressive type of stuff there. They deal with cosmic threats, like we talked about Corona last week and stuff.
Okay.
Necron, the god of death, essentially creates the Black Lantern ring, which turns all dead people into zombies, and that was a whole
That's
thing.
awesome.
Yeah, those are more of the things. Now you can go into individual Green Lanterns, and they have like individual like villains, like Hal Jordan's synonymous with Sinestro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, what's the black guy? Oh shit. Dude,
John
yeah, what's he
Stewart.
get?
John Stewart. Can't remember off the top of my head. There's so many Green Lanterns.
Okay.
Yeah, like I know Guy Gardner he was more involved with the Justice League of America.
Oh, okay.
So it was more of a Justice League thing. And I think John Stewart is actually more involved with the Justice League. So I don't think he's more synonymous with their villains.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that makes sense. I was thinking that, but I don't want to verbalize that, but that makes sense.
So, but you know, you would have to go into their solo series to really see who their villains are. And I didn't read too much of their solo series, but you know, the further along you go from Hal Jordan, the more they're just kind of grouped in with the Green Lantern's villains.
Okay.
But they do have, like, I can't remember their names because they're so low level villain wise.
Exactly.
They're like so unimportant. It's like, whatever.
That's fair. Let's get back to this.
So yeah, Hammond has powers now. And then we cut over back to space where I'm sure there's other scenes, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Cut back to space where Sinestro took a small group of Green Lanterns to get murdered by Parallax. Now he knows he can't take Parallax, even though he's been a Green Lantern way longer than Hal Jordan and is super powerful in his own right.
Stop it.
What?
Because you're not wrong. It's like, oh, I should care about this Green Lantern. We should like had it more so in the movie, so I could feel something.
And then he's also brought like 3 other Green Lanterns to fight Parallax, but you know, Parallax gets defeated by 1 Green Lantern at the end. But you know, these Green Lanterns don't hold up to Hal Jordan apparently. But whatever. Anyway, Sinestro goes back to the Guardians, like, "What the hell, man? You sent me against this thing that's like unstoppable." And he's like, "Oh yeah, he's one of us now." What? And Sinestro's like, "Fine, I want a yellow ring because we can't beat him otherwise." They're like, "Sure."
Actually, they should give it to him.
They helped him create it.
Oh, dumb this thing is.
They're celebrating the success of the robots that Hal Jordan they ruined the deal for because they improved upon it. So it wasn't that big of a deal anyway, even though they made a big deal about it. What?
Okay,
anyway,
then why have a party for it then?
Because they got the contract.
But like, you party for that? I'm pretty sure
like,
there's a lot of government contracts you get. You're not going to party for like.
Yeah, but from what I understand, this is kind of like their big contract. You know, the biggest.
But how? Like you said, just Hal Jordan just proved you guys wrong.
Yeah, but because of what Hal Jordan did, they improved upon it and fixed all the mistakes, and now it's completely unstoppable.
You didn't show us this. Not that I care, but you're not going to show us whatever.
Well, you want to see them?
No, I don't.
That's what you're asking for.
But it's just a leap of logic. That's all. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see it, but like a big leap of logic.
They said it. They said that they made improvements on the things that you proved were wrong.
But movies, though, you don't show you don't tell, you show.
But you want to see that.
I do not. But as a good movie, you should show that.
What? That scientists improved on the thing?
If then there's another test trial and that Hal Jordan can't do the thing he did earlier, it's like, okay, we did it. Let's go party. That's all. Or some other test pilot does it.
I think explaining that they made improvements on it was fine because it's such a non-issue. It has no bearing on the plot.
It doesn't until the end.
Because that whole scenario was just there to show Hal Jordan was suffering.
No,
and the create strikes. That's all it was.
I 110% agree, TJ. I cannot agree more. But just as a movie and as a writer, and then like why, like if especially as a party worthy thing, like show me why they're partying. You get what I'm saying?
Like I just explained why they showed like a statue of the thing that they did, and then like
stupid.
Like I would have brushed over it too as a writer. I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah. I don't need this here. So we approved it. Sure.
Bullshit.
I mean, I wouldn't have had the party thing as the reveal anything. This is just so we can bring all the characters together.
Yeah, there's better ways to do it. Okay, stop, Marcus. It's a bad movie. Okay, you're right, TJ. You're right. Come on, I don't want a 20-minute argument on this. You're right.
Anyway, so the party's happening and everyone's there. Hector's there because everyone's connected. Carol's there. Oh, by the way, Hector's apparently in love with Carol for reasons, because that was a thing for this movie, because we needed,
because
drama.
She's a pretty female that talks in the movie, that's why.
And we needed drama between Hector and Hal, apparently, whatever. And, Hal's flirting with Carol. Hector's mad at his dad because he has daddy issues and because his dad thinks he's a loser. But now he's out power, so when his dad leaves in a helicopter for some reason, he causes something to break and causes the helicopter to crash. But hey, look, Green Lantern finally shows up to save the day an hour and 20 minutes into the movie. But he doesn't do a very good job of it.
You don't think so?
No. Why did he create a Hot Wheels track?
Because product placement. And also,
instead of just putting up a wall and stopping the thing and not put everyone else in danger. If he would have just put up a wall right in the beginning and stopped it in his track, it would have never almost killed Carol in the first place.
Well, the Hot Wheels show that he's a car fast kind of guy. A wall, he doesn't stop.
But instead of creating the wheels around the helicopter that caused the sting to continuously go around in circles, create a net to stop it from stopping. Just stop it outright.
TJ, you're thinking too much about it, man.
Just stop it outright. Yeah. This is definitely just showing off.
It is.
It's not what Hal Jordan would have done. Anyway, at some point in this, it shows that Hammond is connected to Parallax, because that's a thing. And then where they bring Hammond in for studying because now he's got a giant head, because that's kind of his character in the comics. He's just a head with a small body. And because of a mutation that has nothing to do with Parallax, by the way. He's never connected to Parallax in the comics.
Of course.
But whatever. So they bring him in, and he touches Waller and gets her backstory, because we needed her backstory in this movie because we put her in it. So here's her backstory. So they bring him in, and then they knock him unconscious. And I'm sure there are other scenes. I literally just going by bullet points here.
Oh, you're fine. Hal reveals his identity to his friend, Taika Waititi. Right. That's it. That's literally it.
That character is from the comics, and he's like one of the only people who knew Hal Jordan's real identity, even though he wore that stupid mask and anyone could see him through that mask. But anyway.
Oh, and his girlfriend later learns him too.
Yeah, because she looked at his face. Yeah. But so essentially Hammond is sedated, and they're trying to do tests on him, and then he wakes up, and Waller's like, hey, put him out before he does stuff. And guess what? He uses his psychic abilities to pretty much kill a doctor, to crush Amanda Waller against a wall, and he's about to kill his dad. And then Green Lantern just shows up for some reason.
Because
they don't explain how he knows to be there, why he's there, if he just shows up.
They could have said, he's connected to Parallax because Parallax's bullshit was in the guy's ring. They could have connected it if they wanted to, but they don't. It's like, like you said, he just shows up and fights to fight.
Yeah, he shows up. He shows up and he gets his butt kicked Hector reads his mind a couple of times. You're a loser too. And then we get another dead dad as Hammond kills his dad. But apparently now Hal knows that Parallax is coming because he touched Hector's mind. And so we cut back to Oa, where Sinestro gets the yellow ring is finally complete, and he's about to use it, and then Hal shows up and says, hey, I got a pep talk from my girlfriend about being brave, so now I'm brave after one little speech, after all this character development of me being a character, and really just needed someone to say, I'm not brave, I am brave, so you have to be brave too, and not use that ring that you think is gonna help you, but it's not, so you shouldn't use that ring, but you should come to Earth and help me. And they're like, hey, that makes sense, but we're not going to help you. And he's like, okay, can I go help? Even though I was already on Earth and I came here to get you help, but I need your permission to go help. I'm not sure why I'm here at this moment or why this scene is happening, but I can go, right? They're like, yeah, sure. Bye. I'm going back to Earth now. It's literally how that played out.
Exactly. That scene's there to show the temptation for Sinestro.
That's fine, but...
No, it's not fine.
That's fine to show his temptation for it. But everything around that scene makes no sense. Like, Hal is just suddenly overcoming fear and brave, and we shouldn't use fear now after the whole movie told us the complete opposite of that. And then he asks for the permission to go save his planet. If you're not going to get help from them, why do you need their permission?
Right?
You're going to save your planet regardless. You're there for help, but...
Well, he's got to follow the rules of the hierarchy.
Since when? He quit!
I know! There's no rhyme or reason to any of this shit.
It's garbage. This movie is garbage.
Mhm.
Then I wrote rematch, so I guess that's Hammond and Hal fight again. Except this time Carol's captured because, of course, she is. Why else would she be in this movie other than be an object to be saved? And so Hal is like, "Hey, I'll give you my ring if you let her go." And he's like, "Haha, I'll take the ring." And he's able to use the ring. That's not how Green Lantern rings work.
Oh.
I don't care. I know the whole thing is, oh, haha, you have to be chosen. Yeah, you have to be chosen, which means you can't use it, period. You don't get power for a second, even it's essentially.
Well,
Anyway,
movies logic, you do.
yeah, so it's enough to distract it, and hey, Carol's free, but Parallax shows up and eats Hector Hammond. Well, so much for that character. What was the point?
I did like how most of these fights he got his ass handed to him. He was thrown into so many things. I was enjoying that. Like I laughed a lot, TJ. Well, yeah,
I
he was
mean,
pointless in this. We're like, why have him then?
it would be fine if it was Hal Jordan. It would have been an interesting take. Hey, Hal Jordan can fail,
Yeah.
but we didn't get Hal Jordan. We got Ryan Reynolds.
You know what's stupid? Yeah, exactly. That's another gripe I had about this movie. Like the first live action outing for Green Lantern, you give him 2 villains, 1 villain, but
Yeah.
2 villains. Like no, focus on something. Cut 2.5 if counts Sinestro. Like focus on
Because
something.
they wanted to spend most of the movie on Earth, and they couldn't have an intergalactic villain, so they needed an overall villain and then a smaller villain.
But the overall bigger villain is such a huge thing. It was like for
I
the
don't
first 2 acts
understand-
to drag so much, and the third act to be rushed as it rushed later on. It's like the did I just watch?
I don't understand why they didn't just focus on a minor threat and just build up Sinestro
Yep.
to the end and just have him to be the
Exactly. Have Sinestro try to train. It'd be training day. Sinestro. That's what you do. Sinestro trains Hal. But Hal's doing the light stuff while training day Sinestro is just going slowly corrupt. Like there's f***ing ways of doing this.
Yeah, you could have 2 villains. You just you just need that minor one so that when Sinestro finally turns, you can have your epic battle against Sinestro at the end.
Exactly. Sinestro is the master. Green Lantern is. Hal is the Padawan. The Master turns to the dark side later on in the movie. Now the Padawan versus the Dark Master.
I mean,
it's great. That's what you do.
I get the idea of wanting to keep Sinestro and building up for a second movie. I do get it, but if you need something to replace that's not ridiculous like this.
Yes, it's anything, man. Anything. This is just there's so much flawed and so poorly executed this movie. It's like nothing to redeem this besides visuals, in my opinion. But let's finish this talk through, and then we can review it proper, I guess.
So Hal, I said fights Parallax, but he doesn't really fight him at first because he's got to be saved by Carol, who fires missiles from the planes. Hey, they're a plot point. Plot point. Anyway, she gives him the ring back, and he leads it out of Earth after Parallax eats about 30 people, but whatever. So he gets them out into space and takes them all the way to the sun. And I would mention something about the sun burning him up, but he's got the Green Lantern ring on. That's fine. And so, but then he uses jetpacks so he can get out of the gravitational pull, and then so Parallax is stuck in the pool, and then he just beats Parallax by punching him with a fist with a Green Lantern ring and knocking him into the sun. And then he's gonna float into the sun, but he's saved by Sinestro. Oh, look, Sinestro and Kilowog and Tomaray show up to save the day.
And why? And
it's not even. Well, he did say, "Hey, I'm going to beat Parallax. I need help," and they're like, "Nah, you got this." And anyway, so he's saved, and the day is saved. That's the end of the Green Lantern stuff in this movie. So then we're back on Earth, right?
Yeah, because he's got to say some stuff to his girlfriend. And
he goes back to Carol, and she comes up to him. She's in the Green Lantern suit, and she comes up to him, and she says, "I'll never get used to that." And I said out loud, "Yeah, I can't get used to these effects either."
Oh, I'm proud of you, TJ.
That's the only thing I thought of that entire scene. Yeah, these effects are really bad, Carol. I agree. Why are we doing this? Oh, I forgot to mention, back in the training day, when Hal's training, one of his contracts is the Captain America shield.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about that, too. Don't care. But, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I literally just popped up on screen as I'm watching it. You can tell that I'm going through this review very fastly because I'm not even close to this movie being over. But yeah, so she's like, yeah, you're a hero now, even though you kind of still suck. We're gonna kiss now, and they kiss, and then they wrote something that I can't read. Oh, now we're back on Oa, where Hal is like he's a Green Lantern now, and everyone likes him, even though they hated him before. But yeah, so yeah, he's a Green Lantern. Everyone shoot our fake green rings up into the sky because we're just wasting. It's not like our green lantern rings have energy levels that need their energy, but whatever. And then the movie ends.
That's fun. What's funny? In
What?
my version, those two things happen, but in reverse order. So we get the Green Lantern planet thing. That happens. And like, okay, you think it's over. Then we go back to Earth. Like, wait, it was over, right? And then he talks to his girlfriend and flies off into space. It's like, why two endings?
I do have the kiss before the
I
celebration.
have celebration then kiss. And I thought it was weird, like that's a bad order of doing that, but whatever.
So maybe
why not end the Green Lantern movie on a Green Lantern planet? That's how you that's proper, right?
Yeah, and I think either they fixed it for the extended cut or I wrote my notes out of order. So I don't know which one it is. And I'm too far back in the movie to
I don't
fast
no,
forward
you're probably right in your notes. I was just like, that's a weird thing to do to edit, but whatever. It's a bad movie. That's Green Lantern.
Anyway, they cheer and then the movie ends. Or does it? Because,
oh my god!
We got it after
I forgot about this. Like, what's the point of that? Like, why show us? Oh my god! Like,
there's going to be a sequel.
No, because when you think about it, TJ, as a writing perspective, it's like, okay, you have Sinestro in the movie, who barely does all than anything in this movie, and then he just puts a yellow thing on, and now he's bad. Like, he didn't show us his downfall.
Well,
and his regression.
That's not exactly true. So the after credit scene is him taking off the Green Lantern ring and putting the yellow ring on. I think the implication is he feels the power of the ring and it's going to slowly corrupt them for a sequel.
What?
I think that was the idea, but according to the Wikipedia page, hey, the sequel was canceled.
Yeah, but like,
so they had plans.
As a post-credit scene, mid-credit scene, him just putting the ring on, it's just that's
it. But I didn't take it as him I didn't just take it him as being evil now. I just take it as, oh, he's got a taste of what this ring can do.
Yeah, but they should have showed him just like doing something after that. I don't know. It was bad. It was stupid.
Maybe. But I think if you don't have the scene in there where he puts on the ring, or at least something with the ring, then the ring is just completely pointless. Why did you put it in there? Why did you put the ring in? Why did we create the ring or anything if you don't? If Sinestro doesn't at least have the ring in his possession by the end of this movie, why is it here?
I hated it.
But like in the comics, it's stupid anyway because Sinestro creates the ring himself, not the Guardians. But then again, Parallax isn't a Guardian of the Universe either. So
yeah, this movie's trash.
This movie is garbage.
Yes.
Like absolutely shit, terrible garbage.
This was your first viewing of the movie, correct?
Yes.
Oh man, how did it meet any expectations?
Oh yeah, it met lower expectations. Like literally, I've never been so out of a movie from the start. And again, but that was pure comic bias.
Well, that's your point in the review. You're the comic book guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just from a pure comics point of view, I was done like the moment the movie started. But it didn't take very long for me to be out from a movie perspective either. It was like, soon as we went flashback into the cliched, oh, we're going to watch Hal Jordan's dad die now, and how poorly acted all that was.
And the fact that you honestly laughed at that point, like that's saying something.
Yeah. So I felt nothing. And this is a origin story that I know extremely well. So it's like, you did nothing right, movie.
No. Like again, the acting was bad. It was stilted. Ryan Reynolds was a terrible choice for this movie, even though I do like him as an actor. Visually, it's an okay movie at points visually. Like some of the CGI.
When it doesn't have effects in it.
Well, like some of the aliens are cool.
Well, yeah,
it's
because
just a tiring, boring movie.
The effects on the actual people themselves,
are
like
bad.
The people when they're aliens, like as an alien shape, they're fine, but like the things that they're wearing are garbage.
Yes.
Like the rings are garbage. The Green Lantern suit is garbage.
Oh God, movie's boring. The constructs suck. There's a lot of tell, don't show. There's a lot of exposition, a lot of voice. There's just a lot of things you don't do in a movie about space cops. You don't just tell me things. Just show me the shit.
I'm not one to say, hey, this movie's got to be in space, but like this is him becoming a Green Lantern. That's kind of the point. It's like he's an Earthling in space with a ring. They literally established in the movie this is the first time we've encountered
Yes.
aliens before. Why isn't he more curious about?
Right? Not once is he asking questions or being like awestruck at all. He comes across the dead alien. Like he's not like, oh, that's an alien. It's like, oh, let me help this person. Like he's in space and like they don't like take him on a tour of the galaxy. Like as a Green Lantern, you have responsibilities to help people. Blah blah blah. They don't do any of that stuff. It's like you're a Green Lantern. You gotta learn how to fight. You gotta learn how to use construct, and now go back to Earth. That's it. Like that's it. Space cops in space. Like you kidding me? This movie, TJ.
This movie is
It's terrible.
garbage.
I started at a 4 in this review, and the longer you kept talking, like, nope, now it's a 3. Now it's a 2. Like, is it a 1? I don't know, man. Is it a 1? Fuck this movie, TJ.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
What did you
I
end
don't
up
know.
at?
Like, there's like it's not atrocious.
It's not offensively bad like Wonder Woman.
No, but it's just bad.
But I think on a technical level, it is as bad.
It's like again, like the La La Land. Like it's also like it's just like a how not to make a movie. It's a high concept thing, and you just made a bad version of that concept. It's just I'm giving it a 2. I can't give it a 1 because there are technical points to this movie that's like in the background. It could be on.
Well, that's funny. My personal opinion, I think I want to give it a 2. Like there's something like about it that it wants me to give it a 2, but I'm objectively, I think I want to give it a 1.
See, I don't know. I was that's what I was hovering too.
So that's where it's weird. My personal opinion's actually, I think it's higher than my objective. You would think when I come into a bad movie, the objective opinion would be higher than your personal view of it. But I don't think it is. I think my objective opinion, I think this movie is just that badly a 1. But like, it's like there's parts of this movie that I'm like, oh, like as like personally, I'm forgiven of, but like it shouldn't be forgiven.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's why I think I'm personally at a 2, but I think I'm objectively giving it a 1.
See,
whereas Wonder Woman was a 1 all around.
Yes. I'm different. Like personally, I want to give it a 1, and objectively, I'm like, it's a 2, Marcus. Don't be so mean to this. That's fascinating. So yeah, I'll give it a 2. You're giving it a 1?
I think I'm giving it an objective 1.
I respect that,
but like a high 1.
Yeah. And my 2 is a soft 2. Don't get me wrong. It's not something good about this movie.
Because I think Wonder Woman is technically a worse movie, but that's because it was offensively bad.
Yeah, especially because at the
just to clarify, I keep saying Wonder Woman, the animated Wonder Woman, the 2009. Even though we haven't covered the other one. Yeah, but still.
And that got bad out of nowhere almost. Well, this was consistently from opening, like, we're bad.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not a good movie. I thought it would be better than it was, like, when I was like, it can't be that bad, right?
No, it was actually, I think this is one of the few times where people hyping up how bad it is was actually worse than the hype.
Yeah. It's like I'm looking at some of the reviews now because I usually don't look at reviews until like after. Like, wow, people are like giving it better ratings than I expected. Like, it has a 5.5 on IMDb. I was like, that's high. That's high, TJ.
Yeah, but this is also 2011, right? So this is what 10 years at this point. There might be nostalgia.
There's no nostalgia. Like, there's another space movie that came out that year. It was Thor, right? And Thor is more beautiful than this.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking there might be a little bit of nostalgia towards this movie for people who grew up with it, and for the fact of how bad the DCU actually became.
That's true. My God.
Because compared to how dark and grimy DCU came and how kind of bright this one is.
And that's sad because this movie isn't bright to me though.
But like, it doesn't have that dark edge to it.
The edgelordish. Yeah, no, that's this is a drag. I'm sorry.
Apologize to me. I'm in agreement.
And there's so much like you think like the thing they say would be so quotable after watching this movie. They like whisper it twice, maybe 3 times. The Green Lantern.
Oh, the oath.
Yeah. Like you think I should know that by the end of this movie? Like I want to be shouting that shit.
And Darkest Night.
Yeah, because that's a powerful thing to think, right?
And Brightest Day and Darkest Night. No evil shall escape my sight.
That'd be a fucking awesome thing to say. It's just no.
I mean, I know it, but I also read Green Lantern.
I know, but like, I think as an average person who watches this movie, it's like, the movie sucks. Don't watch it.
It is bad, garbage. I wish we were on screen right now so I could show me throwing this into a garbage can. That's how bad it is.
There are some reviews I want to do on camera for that reason, because this is one of those movies that you just do not watch, people. Yeah. All
right, this movie is garbage like our garbage listeners. Let's go.
Are we doing that again, though? Are we insulting?
I just wanted to bring it back for old sign's sake, for nostalgia reasons.
Egg suckers.